This isn't a trend. It's not a hack, a fad, or a gimmick. This is ancient wisdom rediscovered, a practice as old as healing itself, passed down through generations, now finding its way back to you. One spoonful, one morning, one week, and through that simple act, your body may begin to shift. You may feel your mind sharpen, your breath deepen, your steps lighten, your skin soften, your energy return. It's not about changing who you are, it's about coming back to who you've always been, strong, wise, and full of life. So here's your invitation. Try this for 7 days. Just 7, and then come back and share your story in the comments. Tell us what changed. Tell us how you feel, because your story, your real experience, might be the spark someone else needs to begin theirs. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's honor the bodies that have carried us this far. And let's wake up each day with just a little more strength, more peace, and more purpose. We don't just age, we evolve. The brain boost, mental clarity, and memory. Let me ask you something. Has this ever happened to you? You walk into a room, maybe to grab your reading glasses or check the stove, and suddenly you stop in your tracks. You look around, and for a few seconds, maybe longer, you simply can't remember what you came in for. It's not terrifying, but it is frustrating. And deep down, you wonder, is this just part of getting older? Or maybe you're chatting with a friend, and a familiar word, the exact word you need, won't come. It sits just out of reach, like a name you should know, but don't. These moments are more than just forgetfulness. They're quiet signs that your mind is asking for support. What you're experiencing could be related to something many experts now call brain fog. It's that slow, foggy feeling that settles in with age, making it harder to focus, remember, or stay mentally sharp. And here's something most people don't realize. It's often the result of two things: chronic inflammation and poor circulation to the brain. The good news, both of those can be gently improved by nature with two simple ingredients you may already have at home: garlic and honey. Garlic is one of the most powerful circulation boosters found in nature. When you crush it and allow it to sit for a few minutes before eating, it releases a compound called allicin. That compound helps your blood vessels relax and improves blood flow, including to your brain. That means more oxygen, better nutrient delivery, and greater mental clarity. Honey, on the other hand, is rich in antioxidants, natural molecules that protect your brain cells from damage, reduce inflammation, and support healthy brain function. And the results? Many people say they feel less foggy and more alert within just a few days. It's not a miracle, and it won't happen overnight, but something shifts. You begin to follow conversations more easily. You remember appointments without checking the calendar twice. You walk into a room and actually remember why you're there. Imagine finishing a book and remembering the ending. Imagine cooking your favorite recipe without rereading the ingredients 3 times. Imagine your thoughts flowing smoothly again. Not like they did at 25, but with the clarity and calm that helps you feel like yourself. Have you ever had one of those forgetful moments? Drop a quick yes in the comments. When we talk about these things openly, we remind others they're not alone. And that's where healing often begins. Of course, our mind isn't the only part of us asking for care. There's another organ that's been quietly supporting you for decades, your heart. And next, we'll talk about how garlic and honey support the quiet engine that keeps everything else running. The quiet engine, heart health. Your heart has been with you since before your very first breath. It began beating long before you were even aware of the world, and it's kept going every second of every day since, without asking for attention, without taking a single break. If that's not the definition of loyalty, I don't know what is. But like any engine that runs for decades, Your heart starts to feel the wear of time, not in loud, dramatic ways, but in quieter, subtler signals. Maybe you've noticed your blood pressure creeping up slowly over the years, or a heaviness in your chest after walking upstairs that didn't used to be there. Maybe it's the fact that you don't recover from physical activity quite as easily as you did before. That deep breath takes a little longer. That walk feels a little steeper. You're not weak, you're just carrying the weight of time. And this is where garlic and honey become more than kitchen ingredients. Garlic contains natural compounds that help relax and expand your blood vessels. When that happens, your blood flows more easily, reducing pressure inside your arteries. Your heart doesn't have to work quite so hard. Over time, this improved circulation can support more stable blood pressure and greater endurance. And honey, with its powerful anti-inflammatory properties, works hand in hand with garlic by calming the lining of those same vessels. It creates smoother, more flexible pathways for blood to flow, gently reducing the strain your heart carries day in and day out. Modern science is catching up to what ancient traditions have known all along. Studies have shown that regular intake of garlic can help lower LDL, what many call bad cholesterol, while raising HDL, the good kind. And honey, when used in moderation, may help reduce triglycerides and support overall cardiovascular health. And while you may not see these effects in the mirror, you might feel them in the way your body moves, in the quality of your sleep, or in the lightness of your chest as you go about your day. You might not notice it immediately, but inside something is shifting. And here's the most powerful part of all. This quiet support doesn't just affect your heart. It sets the stage for something even more important, something that often goes unnoticed until it's already worn down. Because the best defense for your heart isn't just strong vessels, it's a strong immune system. And as we age, that line of defense gets thinner, unless we do something to strengthen it. And that's exactly where we're going next. Immunity and inflammation. There was a time when catching a cold just meant a couple of sniffles and a day or two of rest. You'd bundle up, sip some tea, and by the weekend, you were back on your feet like nothing ever happened. But now, things are different. A simple cold lingers longer. A cough sticks around for weeks. That scratchy throat you ignored before suddenly feels like the start of something bigger. It's not that your body is failing you. It's simply shifting, slowing, responding differently than it used to. And this is where your immune system steps into the spotlight. Your immune system is your invisible armor, your body's first and last line of defense. But like everything else, it ages too. Over time, your response to viruses, bacteria, and inflammation becomes slower, less coordinated. You're still protected, yes, but the shield isn't as thick as it once was. And that's where garlic and honey come in. Not as replacements for your immune system, but as quiet, powerful allies. Think of garlic as the warrior. Raw garlic contains sulfur-rich compounds like allicin, which have natural antimicrobial and antiviral properties. These compounds actively target pathogens in the body, killing off harmful bacteria, weakening viruses, and even disrupting fungal infections. It doesn't wait for symptoms to show up. It works preventatively, constantly scanning and defending. Honey, by contrast, is the healer. It doesn't fight with sharp edges. It soothes. Honey is packed with antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties that support recovery, reduce stress on the immune system, and help the body bounce back faster when illness does strike. It also coats the throat, eases irritation, and helps balance the gut, the foundation of immune health. And this isn't just folklore. A 2014 study published in the International Journal of Preventive Medicine found that the combination of garlic and honey significantly boosted immune responses, reduced inflammation markers, and helped the body resist infection more effectively than either ingredient alone. That means it's not just helpful, it's proven. And while you might not feel your immune system working the way you feel a heartbeat or a breath, the peace of mind that comes from knowing your body is quietly protected. That's something powerful. That's the feeling of strength returning, not as loud energy, but as deep stability. If you've noticed that you're getting sick more often lately, or that your recovery seems to drag on longer than it used to, just comment immune below. You are absolutely not alone. And the more we share, the more we support each other. Because sometimes the best health decision isn't about reacting, it's about preparing. And garlic and honey, taken each morning with care, are your gentle preparation. And here's something most people don't expect. What's happening inside your immune system often shows up on the outside first. Redness, dryness, irritation. That dullness in your complexion you thought was just age, it may be your body speaking to you through your skin. And in the next section, we'll explore why your skin, your body's largest organ, is often the very first to reflect what's going on beneath the surface. Glowing from within. Skin health. Have you noticed your skin feels a little different these days? Maybe it's drier in the winter, more fragile in the summer. Maybe it itches in the evening for no reason. Or maybe you've caught yourself in the mirror and thought, this doesn't look like me. Not worse, just not quite the same. And if you've ever run your fingers along your cheek and wondered where that softness went, you're not imagining it. As we age, our skin becomes thinner, less elastic, and slower to heal. But what most people don't realize is that the changes we see on the outside often begin deep inside the body. Skin is a mirror, reflecting what's happening within our blood, our digestion, and our immune system. When something inside is out of balance, the skin is often the first to raise its hand. That's why garlic and honey, when taken together, do more than just support your heart or immune system. They begin to restore your skin from the inside out. Let's start with garlic. Its detoxifying power is often overlooked. Garlic helps cleanse the blood by supporting liver function, reducing the toxins that can build up in our system from processed foods, medications, or even chronic stress. When your blood is cleaner, your skin responds. It looks calmer, less inflamed, less prone to flare-ups or redness. You may not see it overnight, but within days, many people begin to feel their skin change, like the texture is slowly returning to balance. Honey plays a very different role. Where garlic detoxifies, honey nourishes. It hydrates from within, providing your cells with natural sugars, enzymes, and nutrients that support healthy collagen production and moisture retention. This is especially powerful as we age because our skin naturally produces less oil and loses elasticity. Honey helps bring back that quiet glow, not by masking imperfections, but by feeding the foundation beneath them. It's not about chasing youth, not anymore. It's about looking well, looking cared for, looking like someone who's still present in their own life. Imagine waking up one morning, running your hand across your cheek, and feeling that softness again, that subtle, healthy bounce that doesn't come from expensive creams, but from the choices you've made inside your kitchen. Because the truth is, when your skin starts to glow, it's often a signal that something deeper has improved. And one of the first places that improvement begins is in your digestion. So next, we'll take a closer look at how garlic and honey support gut health and why a happier stomach may be the secret behind better energy, mood, and even immunity. Gut health, digestion, bloating, and mood. Let's talk about something most people don't like to bring up, but almost everyone deals with, especially after 60. Gas, bloating, irregularity. It's not glamorous. It's not the kind of thing you chat about over lunch, but it's real. It's daily. And for many older adults, it becomes a quiet struggle you simply learn to live with. A stomach that feels heavy after even a light meal. Days where nothing seems to move. or that constant awareness of bloating that makes you adjust your clothes more than once a day. But here's the truth. Your digestive system isn't failing you. It's just asking for balance. As we age, the digestive process slows. The gut lining becomes more sensitive. The friendly bacteria that help us break down food, absorb nutrients, and stay regular, they start to decline. And when the gut is out of sync, everything else feels it. You feel more tired. Your immune system weakens. Even your mood takes a hit. That's why garlic and honey are such powerful partners. Garlic acts like fertilizer for your gut's good bacteria. It contains natural prebiotics, compounds that feed and strengthen the microbiome. And when your good bacteria are well fed, they multiply. They crowd out the harmful bacteria that cause bloating, gas, and indigestion. You start to digest food more efficiently, and discomfort begins to fade. Honey, meanwhile, plays a healing role, especially raw, unfiltered honey. It soothes the gut lining, reduces inflammation, and supports the tissues that protect your digestive tract. It's gentle, it's natural, and it helps repair from the inside out. But there's something even more fascinating. Modern science has revealed a strong link between your gut and your brain. They talk to each other constantly through nerves, hormones, and chemicals. So when your gut is in distress, your mind can feel it through anxiety, fogginess, or low mood. But when your digestion is healthy, you feel lighter, not just physically, but emotionally too. This is why so many people say, I just feel better after making small changes that support their gut. It's not just about going to the bathroom regularly. It's about feeling more energized, more present, and more emotionally steady throughout the day. So the next time your stomach feels off, try not to get frustrated. Try to listen, because often that discomfort isn't a problem, it's a signal. And garlic and honey, they just might be part of the solution. Up next, the one benefit that surprised me the most. And it starts with your breath. Breathing easy. Respiratory support. When was the last time you took a full, deep breath without effort? Not the kind of breath that feels shallow or rushed, but one that fills your lungs completely. One that rises from your belly, expands through your chest, and flows out slow and steady like a quiet exhale of peace. For many people over 60, that kind of breathing becomes less familiar. Not because something is drastically wrong, but because your lungs, like the rest of your body, have changed with time. Maybe it's old allergies, maybe it's the memory of a cold that never fully left, or maybe it's just a quiet tightness in the chest that's been there so long, you've stopped noticing it. But that doesn't mean you should stop caring. Here's what's remarkable. Garlic and honey can support your breath in ways you might not expect. Garlic contains compounds that help open the bronchial tubes, those delicate airways that carry oxygen into your lungs. It reduces inflammation, allowing air to move more freely and easily. And for many, that means less tightness, less morning congestion, and a deeper sense of ease in every breath. Honey, on the other hand, works with softness. It coats the throat, calms irritation, and helps relieve mild coughing. Its natural antibacterial properties also support the upper respiratory tract, making it harder for bacteria to settle in when the air gets dry or cold. Imagine this. You're standing by an open window early in the morning. The air is crisp. The light is soft. And for the first time in a while, you take in a full, deep breath. No wheezing, no strain, just breath. Smooth, quiet, restful. You deserve to feel that again. To wake up with lungs that feel open instead of burdened. To go for a short walk without stopping to catch your breath. To speak and laugh and sing without your voice catching in your throat. And what if the greatest benefit of garlic and honey wasn't physical at all? What if it's something deeper, the return of your energy, your spark, your drive to move, to engage, to live fully again? That's exactly what we'll explore next, because when your body begins to breathe better, it's only the beginning of what starts to come back to life. Natural energy without caffeine. Have you ever woken up after a full night's sleep and still felt tired, not exhausted, not unwell, just not quite there? Like your body went to bed but never fully recharged. You shuffle through your morning routine, pour your first cup of coffee, and hope that energy will somehow kick in, but it doesn't. Not really. Not the way it used to. And you're not alone. One of the most common frustrations I hear from people over 60 is this quiet, lingering fatigue. Not from overdoing it, but from doing almost nothing and still feeling worn out. It's frustrating, confusing, and more than anything, it's discouraging. But here's something many people overlook. Energy doesn't only come from rest. It comes from circulation, oxygen, blood flow, and nutrition. And that's exactly where garlic and honey do their most surprising work. Garlic improves circulation and oxygen delivery throughout the body. That means your brain, your muscles, your heart, all of them receive more of what they need to function well. Better oxygenation means less stiffness, faster recovery, and yes, more natural energy throughout the day. Honey, on the other hand, is nature's slow-burning fuel. It gives you clean, sustained energy without the crash you get from sugar or caffeine. Its natural sugars are absorbed gently, giving your body fuel without overstimulating your system. Even more, honey supports adrenal health, those tiny glands that manage your stress and help regulate your energy. When you combine the two, something subtle but powerful happens. You start to feel lighter, more alert, more capable. Tasks that drained you before feel manageable again. You start reaching for your second cup of coffee less often. You begin choosing a walk instead of a nap. You feel present in your day instead of pushing through it. And that energy, it's not about chasing youth. It's about honoring your energy, recognizing that your body still wants to move, to create, to connect, just with a little more care, a little more rhythm, a little more support from the inside out. Because more energy doesn't just mean more errands. It means more walks, more books, more connection, more joy. And if this idea resonates, if you're ready to feel even a little bit more alive, hit like right now. Let's help more people discover the power of simple natural energy. Next, I'll show you how to bring all of this together step by step into one easy daily ritual that can change how you feel all week long. Practical guide. How to start the 7-day routine. Let's make this simple. If everything you've heard so far has resonated even just a little, then here's where you begin. No complicated recipes, no expensive supplements, just one small step each morning. Step 1. Take a single clove of garlic. Crush it gently with the side of a knife or the back of a spoon. Then let it sit for 10 minutes. This waiting period activates a compound called allicin. That's where garlic's real power comes from. Step 2. Take 1 teaspoon of raw, unprocessed honey. Stir it into the crushed garlic or simply place it together on a spoon. Step 3. Eat it. Slowly, mindfully, ideally on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Now, for some, the taste of raw garlic might feel strong at first. That's okay. There are ways to make it gentler. You can mix the garlic and honey into a small glass of warm, not hot, water. You can stir it into plain yogurt or even add it to a homemade salad dressing. But however you take it, remember this. You're not trying to overhaul your entire life. You're not launching a new diet. You're just adding one moment of nourishment to your day. That's it. One step each morning. And if you give your body that one moment, that small act of care, it just might thank you in more ways than you expect. This isn't a trend. It's not a hack, a fad, or a gimmick. This is ancient wisdom rediscovered, a practice as old as healing itself, passed down through generations, now finding its way back to you. One spoonful, one morning, one week, and through that simple act, your body may begin to shift. You may feel your mind sharpen, your breath deepen, your steps lighten, your skin soften, your energy return. It's not about changing who you are. It's about coming back to who you've always been, strong, wise, and full of life. So here's your invitation. Try this for 7 days. Just 7, and then come back and share your story in the comments. Tell us what changed. Tell us how you feel, because your story, your real experience, might be the spark someone else needs to begin theirs. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's honor the bodies that have carried us this far. And let's wake up each day with just a little more strength, more peace, and more purpose. We don't just age, we evolve. We